I thought to myself, 8 sharp. Do I go? Am I overthinking what will happen if I don't? But this is what I wanted, so whose move is it now? My move? I was never good at chess. Shit. All I need to do is distract him long enough for the crew to get through. Not easy, but not hard. The long game. What I'm used to. So, 8 sharp, I sat at the bar, waiting. 8:05, sharp. 8:10, sharp. 8:15, no James. I was relieved a little, yet disappointed. A part I hate most about myself is the excitement I get from hanging around sick people. I like to watch people's brains work, and the most intriguing brains are the ones that are not all there. What makes them tick? What makes them happy? I hate that I like to make them happy. I stood ready to return to my room when I was met by Larry. He startled me as though he slithered out from under the table, laying in wait for me to lose my patience and leave. He gave his apologies, sending one from Mr. Elsher as well. He got stuck in a meeting, but Larry was there to retrieve me. Please, follow. And out the door he went. I had to practically skip to keep up with the man. He wasn't much taller than I, but his legs moved faster than they arguably should. A lizard. He is definitely a lizard. Those bastards move much faster than they should be able to. We arrived back to his office. I could hear a man yelling, irritated. Larry swung the doors open and I stood back, unsure if I should enter. Elsher's company was surprised to see me there. He looked almost embarrassed. James was sitting in his chair, leaning back with not a care in the world. Larry motioned for me to follow in, and I sat on the sofa to the side, confusedly looking between everyone in the room. It was an awkward, quiet few moments before the man began to yell at James again. James's eyes followed my movements, but instantly shot back to his company as they began. The man, now screaming at Elsher, was yelling about his sister. Julia. Fuck. From what I gather, Julia's brother, rightfully so, was accusing James of doing something to his sister. Why hasn't he heard from her in a few days? He was loud up until James stood up, so casual, yet it quieted the room. Even I gasped when he did it. He stepped towards his brother-in-law, causing him to stumble backwards slightly. James just smiled back, letting out a small laugh as he lightly tapped on the man's cheek, reassuring him that he doesn't know where his sister is, stating that he hopes the whore feels safe because we all love the lie of safety until our lies catch up to us. I shifted in my chair when he looked past the man to me. Care to enlighten him on where Julie is? I said nothing as I shook my head, feigning ignorance. The man tried his luck by raising his voice again, and James focused back on him, placing a finger on his ear, pretending to soothe the inside. Then, without a second thought, he slapped him. So simple, yet an instant reminder of power and how little of a struggle there is between men like this. The sound of his hand meeting his brother's face matched the level of the yelling. His brother toppled back down into the desk on impact. James grabbed his hair, lifting him back up. He whispered something to him. I was too far to hear, but not too far to see the terror grace the man's face. With all said and done, James slammed the man's head down into the side of the desk. Picking up a cloth from the drawer beside, he wiped the little blood that splattered onto his hands, then held his now clean hand out to me. So sorry about the delay. Shall we? I was uneasy. Was he testing how far I'd let him go? He knows I know where this man's sister is, but I'm not going to risk saying it in front of him. Not in front of James. It's better that the brother suffers. Was he testing how stupid I was, or was this all just a coincidence? Did he know that this meeting was happening? I decided to not entertain it. If I ask, it may become a hole that I cannot climb out of. I decided to let him think that I don't think anything of it. We walked out of the building, and he helped me up into a carriage. I slid over, and Elsher joined me.